Hello everybody, I'm Lewis, also known as Skeffles, and welcome to the 10th devlog for my tower defense game, Project Torrim. It's Monday and I'm kicking off a new development week. Last week I started work on the basic level editor. This level editor currently has the ability to place and remove sprites on a grid, and save and load that grid. This week I shall be continuing this work, adding features to allow for decorations to be added to the level. These features will be layers of sprites and a resizeable grid. Let's get started with layers of sprites. It's now Tuesday and I've made some good progress on layers of sprites. It took some time to get my head around translating the grid from last week into a multi-layered structure, but now it looks like it's working. I can add sprites to a layer, move up a layer, and add sprites to the new layer. These layers can be built up, saved and loaded back. This seems to be working really well and I'm excited to use this to add decorations to my levels. The next key feature I need to add for decorations is changing the size of the grid. This is key because all of the decoration sprites that I've made are 16 by 16 as opposed to the 32 by 32 that the background tiles are. So let's see how that goes. It's Thursday and I've made some great progress on the grid size task. If I add some tiles to create an island, I can then move up a layer and change the grid size to fit the decorations. I can then place those decorations around the island. Now unfortunately, as you can see here, this isn't perfect. Some sprites in the lower layer are appearing above the ones in the upper layer. I think this is a greater issue with the way that sprites are rendered on my level layers, because this kind of thing happens a lot in the main game as well, and soon I'd really like to sort this out for both the game and the level editor. It's Friday, the last day in my development week, and I managed to get through the yellow tasks for the level editor. Before I move on to the orange tasks, I'm going to perform a review to check everything I have in the level editor so far, write down all of my issues with the editor, and think of ideas how it can be improved. Okay, I've spent some time reviewing the level editor and honestly I think it's quite good, although there are a lot of usability issues with it, which wouldn't be an issue if it was only me using it, but I'm considering including it with the main game for user created levels, so I think it should be nice to use. The main issue is the design of the level editor. For example, all of the buttons I've added this week are essentially just randomly coloured squares that only I know how to use, so I should spend more time designing the user interface, which should address as many of the usability issues as possible. With this in mind, I'm going to end this week drawing the UI for the level editor and create tasks to implement the UI next week. This is the design I've come up with. I've tried grouping together the functional parts of the editor to make it simple to use. At the bottom there will be the tile selection area. This should be a more defined area than I currently have, allowing the user to scroll through as many tiles as they like. Here is the grid. which is essentially the main part of the current level editor. At the top here, there will be buttons for new levels, saving current levels, and loading levels. And just next to that, there will be the grid control options, which should have more defined buttons than they currently do. I've just noticed I missed the apply button, but that should be fairly simple to add, roughly in this area. Once this new UI has been done, I will be able to say the absolute basics of the level editor are complete and I can start looking at more advanced features that I have on my Trello board. I am very excited to see this coming together and I'm keen to get the basic tasks finished next week. Thank you for watching this devlog for Project Torrim. I'm really enjoying working on this project and I hope you're enjoying watching. Remember to click the like button if you enjoyed watching, comment to give me feedback, and subscribe to keep up to date with the progress on the game. Thank you and goodbye.